Rebeccah Heinrichs joins me now. Do you think we are close to a ceasefire with Iran? President Trump seems to think it might be close. What do you say?
No, I don't think we're close, Stuart, but I think that President Trump is demonstrating that he's always willing to hear out a potential diplomatic outcome or an offer. This Iranian president is the one supposedly who's interested in a ceasefire. But of course, President Trump needs to know, does he even have the pull to implement that? And that would only be demonstrated if the Strait of Hormuz is open and the Iranians stop threatening that. So does the IRGC listen to this Iranian president, or maybe he doesn't have the pull internally inside that rump IRGC regime. So we have to see an outcome first before we can trust that.
Tonight, President Trump addresses the nation with what's called an important update on Iran. You can watch it here on Fox Business, of course. Now, I understand that the president is going to express real anger at NATO for doing nothing on Iran. That's one of the themes. Anything else?
Well, first of all, Stuart, I would just remind everybody the only thing worse than trying to deter major aggression and keep the free world safe with NATO is to try to do it without NATO. So the transatlantic alliance has been going through a really rocky time now for years, essentially. And President Trump has done a lot to try to strengthen the alliance. But what is going on right now, which I think is really a terrible move on the part of some of these NATO allies, is prohibiting Americans from using our bases for this war. It's one thing to say that they don't want to directly participate until they have buy-in from their people. It's another thing to deny American access to their bases. So that is something that I think that the allies have to get on board with. And of course, we would like to see, there's going to be pressure, I think, from the United States, but it's my hope that we can repair this so that we do keep the alliance intact.
But some of these European countries are under pressure from their own Muslim minority. Britain, France, Germany, they're all under pressure from the Muslims in their country not to do anything to help America or Israel. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, it's a lot of pressure, Stuart, but I would just, remind these governments that Iran has missiles that are in range of European capitals. Iran is the greatest source of instability throughout the Middle East and beyond. Global energy markets will continue to be held hostage by this IRGC rump regime until the United States can secure the Strait of Hormuz and make sure that this rump regime does not have the ability to hold it at risk. And I would remind people that if the IRGC rump regime is able to continue to threaten the Strait and the United States backs out, that would essentially mean that China has de facto control because, of course, China buys 80% of Iranian oil and backs the Iranian government, what's left of it. So these European governments are going to have to bite their tongue, do what's best for the security of themselves, for the NATO alliance, and come alongside the United States and do the right thing.
I'm sure you've seen this, but a Russian tanker carrying more than 700,000 barrels of oil has docked in Cuba. The administration had been stopping oil from getting there, but why is this tanker allowed to get through now?
Well, because, Stuart, the Cubans are under such incredible pressure, and the United States government wants to essentially pressure the Cuban regime, which is the one repressing its people and responsible for the economic disaster that is happening inside Cuba. But we do not want there to be a humanitarian catastrophe. And the problem is, Stuart, because of this inability for oil to get and gas to get into Cuba, that jets are not landing because they don't have jet fuel, and that can create a humanitarian catastrophe. It's also important to note that the United States did promise back in February to get about $6 million worth of humanitarian aid into the Cuban people because we don't want them to be hungry. And so we are trying to walk this fine line to make sure that the people are okay while we continue to put pressure on the Cuban government.
Fair enough. Rebeccah, thank you for joining us. See you again later.